Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC CoinWorld International Coin Channel. And today we're going to look at the 1980 Jefferson nickels from the US. We have one here from the Denver Mint with the D, one here from the Philadelphia Mint with the P, and then way over here we have one from the San Francisco Mint with the S. But first we're going to talk a little bit about this mysterious almost $6,000 nickel that PCGS has listed as the auction record from 1980. Now, when we look at the coins and try to find out the values, we go to a number of different websites. We go to NGC, which is a coin grading agency website. We go to PCGS. We look in the Red Book, the coin book from the United States. When we look at the PCGS website, it tells us that there's an auction record for this coin of $5,875. But we've never seen one that's valued at over $2,000. So we said, well, let's figure out what happened at that auction and whether there actually was a 1980 nickel worth that much. So let's take a look at that website and that auction and try to figure out what this mystery is about the almost $6,000 1980 nickel. So here's the issue. If you look at the PCGS website, you'll see that there's a 1980 Philadelphia regular strike coin. It's not even a full steps version. It's just a mint state version without full steps. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that there is an auction record of $5,875 for this coin. And you're going, well, how could that be? Because when you scroll down a little further and look over to the most expensive coins that they have, you'll see that the most expensive coin for a non-full steps version is rated by PCGS at about $36. And then if you go up to the full steps version, so this is supposed to be the version that's the better or more expensive version, because the full steps is what collectors look for. You'll see that this is the full steps version here, and if we scroll down we see that the auction record for a full steps is $546, and the highest value PCGS one is $2,250. So what gives there? What is it about the 1980 non-full steps version that could be make it worth $5,875? And this is where the mystery starts. So if we take that and click on that, we see that there is a auction price website that PCGS is quoting for that $5,875 from mint state 66, non-full steps. But then when we read it, we see that it's two 1980p 5-cent Jefferson nickels mated pair with cent blank coin, a MS66 and a MS66 red and brown from NGC. So now it's at least two coins we're talking about, and then there's this thing about a mated pair with a cent blank. So then what we need to do is go down here, click on the original lot, and guess what we see there. So this is what a mated pair looks like. It is two coins that got stuck together. So this is the Jefferson, and you can see upside down Jefferson down below it, part of it. You can see the FS there, which is the initials under Jefferson, facing the other way. And then if we click here, we see that that's from the back. Again, this is the holder that you see. That's not part of the coin. And then you go to here and you see, wait a second, this is the penny material or the copper material, not the copper nickel material. And that's where the cent blank is coming from. So we see two different pairs. One of them has the copper in it, or the cent blank in it. The other is the regular mint air. So you see right here, this is the NGC packaging that it comes in, 5-cent mated pair. That's for number 1, the 96007. And then if we click on this one, we see it's a 96008, and that's the one with the copper in it. So this is just a mess, but the trick is that neither one of these is a regular nickel. So when we're talking about the value or the cost of these, This isn't the nickel that we're talking about when we talk about a 1980 nickel worth $6,000. This, for one thing, it's two different nickels, and for another thing, it's not really even a real nickel. It's just this huge amalgamated error coin. All right, let's get back to our coins and see what a regular 1980 Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco proof nickel are worth, and what their highest value is. Okay, we're back to our nickels, and turns out there wasn't a nickel at all that was worth almost $6,000. It was an amalgam, and it was an error coin, and it was two of them. So always double check if you want to find a price listing, and always see if you can see the picture, especially if it's a number that seems way out of line. So let's look at ours. Here's the Philadelphia version. At Philadelphia in 1980, they made 593 million nickels. They didn't make many great nickels. They just made as many as they could. 75% copper, 25% nickel. The auction record for one of these with the full steps is $546. But they have found a mint state 67 of this coin. 3 of them so far that PCGS says are worth $2,250. In God We Trust in front of Jefferson, Liberty behind him. There's a star here between Liberty and the 1980, but you can almost never tell it's a star. It just looks like a blob most of the time. And speaking of blobs, look at these mint marks. The 1980, for most of the 1980s, the mint marks are all mess up. This is supposed to be a Philadelphia mint mark, and because you know it's a P, you can tell it. Right here, this is an interesting thing right here. This is actually a spot that came when it cooled down at the U.S. Mint, and it just didn't cool at the same rate. We got a little brown spot. And here's that FS down at the bottom for Felix Schlag, the engraver of this coin, and that's what we saw on that amalgam. If you flip it on the side and see it's a smooth edge, we flip it on the back and we see there's not a chance in the world we're going to have full steps on this one. But we do have almost 3 steps going across in this huge dent, and then another sign of that cooling right there. E pluribus unum at the top, Monticello underneath the building, 5 cents, and United States of America. So you can get one that's worth a couple thousand from Philly. At the Denver Mint, it's going to be a D right there, and they made 502 million. You get the blob D on there, and the auction record is $3,120 for one of these, and PCGS has a mint state 67 with the full steps that they say is worth $3,000+, but they've only found one of them, and this is not it. You can't even see one step going full all the way across. And then finally, we have the San Francisco Mint coins. And all of the San Francisco Mint coins with the S are going to be proof coins. They're not all going to look this good. This is a deep cameo proof. It's just incredibly good looking. And if you tip it up on its edge, you see it just shines all the way over. Deep cameo on the back also. At the San Francisco Mint, they made 3.5 million of these. The auction record is $1,528. But that was a long time ago. And since they sold that one in 2013, which was a proof 70, they have had 910 of those proof 70s come in and get graded. And now this coin at a proof 70, the best coin you can possibly get, is worth $910. And at a proof 65, $5. And at a proof 69, the second to the highest grade you can ever get, you could probably get one for $10 or less. All right, so keep looking out there, but always double check when you see a price and make sure that the price is the same or similar in all the different areas, and make sure that you're looking at what the price for a graded coin is if you're looking for the best of them, because if you want to buy one of the best nickels that there is from 1980, make sure that you get it graded so that you can establish the value and condition through an expert. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.